Welcome to Sunny Day Stamping. I'm Julie Baca. I am so glad you're here. Today I've got some great ideas for some masculine cards. These are great for the ladies too, but I think they'll be really nice for a masculine card. I've also got a really easy background watercolor technique to show you that's really fun. Just as a reminder, every project I make, I want you to be able to reproduce it. So head over to my website, sunnydaystamping.com, and you can get the cutting and scoring measurements for all my projects, a list of supplies. You can even purchase the supplies from there if you're interested in that. For my email subscribers, I email out this one-page print and make project sheet that has all the links to the blog post and the YouTube video and some written instructions that you can just print out and have right by you when you're making your project. If you'd like that, you can sign up for my email. All that's down in the description. So here are two examples of cards we're going to make today, all with the same stamp set and the same color combination. I think it's just beautiful, and I'm using the shimmery white cardstock for this, and you probably can't see, but it's got these beautiful flecks in there that just make it kind of sparkly. So we're going to I'm going to show you how to make the background exactly the same as this card, but we're going to put it together like this. These have the same background, they're just the different orientation. So we're going to be using a Fish and a Wish stamp set and the coordinating punch that goes with it. If you buy it together, you get 10% discount, which is always great to find a deal. I love that. I love this set. I used it just for the background in this one, but on this one punched out some of the fish to make it have a little pop of color. I love these sentiments in here also. So to create the background for this card, I'm using Soft Suede, Coastal Cabana, and Bermuda Bay. For the background on this card, I just exchanged out the soft suede and put in a green tone for that. So you can really play around with these colors. Use this technique. I mean, you could use pinks and purples to go with whatever stamp set you have. The possibilities are endless. So you're going to need some watercolor paper, or what I'm using, the shimmery white. You can't really use regular cardstock. It's just going to get torn apart by the water. I put some paper towels underneath here, and I just have a little dish of water. Don't worry, this is not that messy. I'm also going to be using the water painters. I'm going to use just this thick one, but I wanted to show you that it comes in a pack of 3 with these different sizes. I can't remember how much these are, but they were really pretty inexpensive, I thought. I love it when things that I buy have multi-purposes. So for this, I'm actually going to use the stamp blocks as little ink pads for my watercoloring. And if you don't have a lot of blocks, you can use them for 2 different colors. So I'm going to put the dark Bermuda Bay. And this is another reason why I have the paper towels, because I know I'm going to get myself all inky. Okay, Bermuda Bay on that side and Coastal Cabana, which is just a little lighter and a little more green to it. There you go. Now we're going to start by just getting our paper all wet. And honestly, I was messing around with this. Like, it kind of is cool if there are white parts open. I just thought that was really neat. Now for this, actually I did this wrong. I didn't want that much on there. I noticed when I was messing around that when I did the soft suede all like full strength, it was way too dark. So just squeeze this and some water will come out. So you can lighten that up, and we're just going to brush it kind of like that, like the seafloor. And then I'm just going to wipe it a little bit. I'm going to squeeze some water, or you can take a little bit of water here to kind of dilute it down. Now I think I want a little more color, so just add a little bit there. And see how I like that variegated. Oh, I'm pushing it with my fingernail. Hope that doesn't leave marks. Okay, so then I'm going to rinse this out because I don't want to get brown everywhere else. And then I'm going to take my Bermuda Bay, kind of swirl it around a little bit, and we're just going to do just some other, I'm going to come from this side, just some other little swoops, but I want to get this wet right away because I don't want that to be really dark. Then we'll add some of this Coastal Cabana in here. I mean, just have fun with it, and you cannot like make mistakes with this. You just mess around. So like this white part is good, but I didn't like that, so I'm just going to wipe that a little bit. Now, the thing is with this, you got to let it completely dry. I will show you my mistake because I was so anxious to get this card. This was mostly dry, and I attached it, and look how it just kind of warped the paper a little bit. So be patient. Cut yourself lots of these pieces of paper and just make tons of backgrounds. Let it dry, come back, and then assemble your cards. So now to clean this up, I want to get that blue off of my water painter there. And just, this is my Simply Chamois. I could have used my paper towel too. I'm just going to wipe this on here, or you can run it under water and wipe it off, which actually I think I am going to do because you can see some residue there. Actually, you keep rubbing this enough and it does come off. There you go. So this one I made a while before. You can see it's completely dry and it is kind of warped, but that kind of adds to the look of it. This one has the pear pizzazz in here too. So now we're going to use our same colors to decorate the background. And actually, I'm going to take out this soft suede because I didn't use that in here. I used the pear pizzazz. So let me get that out. And what we're going to do is use the elements from that stamp set to decorate the background once it's dried. And so we're just going to add some really great foliage here. I want that to be the top. So I'm going to add some here, kind of up high. I want it to go off my paper that way. Just a little bit lower. I want this one to be a little lower than that. There we go. And we'll add just a little bit of waves. I think I'm going to do some in green. And then I'm going to get out the excess, wipe this off. And I'm going to do some in the Coastal Cabana. I'm going to stamp that off, and I'm going to do it one more time, but I want this to be stamped off so it's not so bright. I think I'll do it up at the top. Now that's it for the background for this one. Now on this example that I want to show you, I actually stamped some fish on here, and I used a different stamp set because I wanted to have a birthday card. This is starting to be my new favorite go-to. I didn't mean to say that, but hey, I see why they named it that now, because you get happy birthday thinking of you, just a note, and thank you in 3 different fonts. So you can pair this with any stamp set you have at home to turn it into one of these kind of cards. So let me give you a closer look on that. This one is definitely a masculine card, and I just love it. So we're going to go ahead and stamp our fish and punch those out. On this card, I used Calypso Coral and Bermuda Bay, but we're going to be using, I'm going to bring in Mango Melody and Pear Pizzazz for our fish on this card. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp these little fish. Oh, that one's not going to fit. Let's get another piece here. So when you're punching, turn your punch upside down so that you can see where you're punching and you can control it with your other hand. All right, now I'm going to take the inside of our card. We're going to go ahead and get all our punching out of the way. So let's go ahead and bring back in some greenery and oh, I was getting ahead of myself. I forgot to stamp the sentiment. Now I've got a tip for you on this. We're going to line up. Whoop, I already put this on here. To line this up, you're going to put your stamp on your grid paper, lining it up on the lines, and then you're going to line your block up on there. And then you just want to test it. Try to see if you can stamp it straight, and see that turns out perfectly. And now what we're going to do is just stamp this on a scrap piece of paper. Instead of measuring it, we'll just stamp it and cut it down. The paper trimmer makes this so easy because it's got this clear guide. And so it just, and I just kind of like guesstimate, and like if I got it wrong, like, oh, that's not equidistant, I just trim it off on this side. Just keep trimming till it looks good. All right, we've got all our pieces. So now to add one extra, just like interesting thing, we're just going to tear off 3 sides of this because I love the look of it, and I also love that you can see the white paper layers underneath. It just creates its own border. Now there is no fancy way of doing this. I just don't think you can mess this up. The rougher the better, or if you like it really neat and tidy, you can do it that way. So check this out. When you put it on the card base, it really has that awesome edge. So we're going to glue this down, but I don't mind this being curled up. I think that looks really awesome. We're going to pop up our sentiment with some dimensionals on the bottom. Where are my dimensionals? Here they are. And so on this card, you can see I stopped right there. I just added the sentiment and bam, it was done. But this one, we're going to add our fish. Whoa, I kind of overkilled on the on the dimensionals. I don't think that needed 3. Now, I think this is really important, is to make sure your fish are hanging off the side here. Actually, I don't want to copy my other one exactly. We'll put these fish going this way. We'll flip these around. Oh, no. No, we aren't, because then I'll cover that up. Let's see. What about these up here? I hate to make the same card. I kind of like get in a groove of making things, and I just copy my own self, when then it's hard to do it different. So just pop some dimensionals on the back of these and stick them on. Now this little tail, it's just kind of too little for a dimensional. I could go get my mini dimensionals out, but honestly, I'm a little lazy, so I'm just going to tear that off. It would have been better if I used scissors, but I don't got those by me either. So, okay, there we go. Hey, that works just fine. And I want to make sure his tail is hanging off. Let's put him up a little bit. All right, let me show you the insides of these. What happened? Oh, I forgot to take the back off. There we go. That would make it easier to stick. Yeah. I just want to show you the insides of these so you just have some ideas on what to put on the insides, and transfer these same images over to your envelopes. Look at the, I love the sentiments that come with this. You get thank you and just thinking of you type of messages. And then this is the one with the happy birthday. Thank you so much for watching today. Hey, if your wish list is over $99, really consider getting the starter kit. You can join Stampin' Up. You get $125 worth of products for $99 and free shipping. That's awesome. And 20% off on all future purchases. Then you are a demonstrator, but Stampin' Up has it organized where you do not have to demonstrate anything. You can be your only customer. So reach out to me if that interests you, or if you have any questions. There's a link down below for that. Have a sunny day.